I had something else planned for this week, but I had to focus on a couple bigger projects, so we're doing a rant instead. A rant on Pokemon. Original, I know. God, I can't go more than a few videos without talking about this shitty franchise, can I? As we've established in previous rants, as well as my reviews of the game, Gen 6 to 8 were largely mediocre. Sure, we've had a couple bright spots like Sun and Moon Story and Roster and Legends Arceus pretty much as a whole, but largely as Pokemon fans, we've been starving for a while because a lot of the main series games have been far from fulfilling experiences. However, it seems like we're finally going to be eating good with the first Gen 9 games, Scarlet and Violet. The games look beautiful, the Pokemon they've shown off so far look great, and the games seem like they're carrying over most of what made Legends such a great experience. Well, maybe not great, but at least a pleasant and fresh experience. But even with all of my optimism for Scarlet and Violet, I still have one issue, and that's the pace the Pokemon franchise is going at. I mean, seriously, Legends was released this fucking year, and not even 10 months later we're getting a whole new generation. Not to mention that 2 months before Legends dropped, we got Gen 4 remakes. What the fuck is going on? I never thought I'd see the day that Pokemon games are being released more frequently than COD, but here we fucking are. This pace wasn't that big a problem when it started on the DS, but since the games have been growing larger in scale, the issue has grown larger with it. Having a new Pokemon game released every year wasn't too much of an issue when the games weren't too far removed from the humble Game Boy beginnings. But now the Pokemon games are becoming larger and more intensive, so Gamefreak can't just ship them out every holiday as they have been for the last however fucking long. Because while Scarlet and Violet look decent, they could still be lacking experiences like the games have been for the last decade. Seriously, this can't be good for any of the developers working on the game or the fans. I know it's their jobs and all, but I'm pretty sure the developers would want to work on something other than Pokemon every year. I mean, it's not like they really have a choice. They probably don't have any downtime with how frequently the games are released. And as for the fans, I feel like a lot of us can relate to that one phrase that Jim Cornette always likes to use. How can I miss you if you don't go the fuck away? Of course, I know there are some diehards out there who probably love how often Pokemon games are shout of Game Freak's sweaty rectum, but let's be real, they're fanboys, not fans. They don't know what they actually want. They just want to kiss Game Freak's arse so they don't stop making Pokemon games. I mean, these are the same people who defended Sword and Shield, so what the fuck do they know? But jokes aside, as good as Scarlet and Violet look, when you examine the trailer a little more, while there are positives being carried over from previous entries, there's also a couple negatives being carried over also. Namely, the poor graphics. I know I literally just said that the games look good, but that's in more of a relative sense, comparing it to its predecessors like Sword and Legends. In more of a general sense, the graphics are still a little lacking. Just looking at the trailer alone, you've got popping, some questionable use of lighting, and some very grainy and compressed textures. And guess what? These are all things that could be improved on with just a couple extra months in the oven. Of course, 90% of the time, trailer footage is never final, but with the release date being as close as it is, it's still very worrying. Also, while I love the fact that there are so many moving parts at any given Pokemon generation, like main games, spin-offs and even remakes, I think Game Freak should give it a rest because they're stretching the talent way too thin. We don't need a Gen 5 remake half a year after Scarlet and Violet are Mori. Take a fucking break, you crackhead. Anyway, I think that's all I've really got to say on the topic. I just hope I don't get attacked for this video. I don't like that'll happen. I mean, seriously, who the fuck's gonna advocate for crunch time that's no doubt gonna ruin the developer's mental health, as well as probably lead to a shittier product, all in the name of having a game released during the holidays? Oh wait, Pokemon fans.